Oh, what up, guys? This is a second video for your second assignment on April 6th through 10th. You guys are already working, so I figured I'd upload them both today, just so you can get everything from my class out of the way. The quicker the better, I suppose. Give you some more time to do whatever it is you do during quarantine. Um, so the first thing we went over was equations, linear, and absolute value. Now we're going to do some linear inequalities real quick. And then we're going to do a little bit of function notation. Two more things that I think are good to review, good to make sure that we're clear on. So starting up with linear inequalities, guys, they're the exact same as equations. 99% of it is the exact same, I should say. The thing that changes is this fifth step. Okay, you're still going to distribute like you've done in the past. You're still going to combine like terms like you've done in the past. You're still going to get your variables on the left and your numbers on the right. And you're still going to get your variable completely alone. Same thing you did on the previous assignment, okay? Now we just have this sign or this sign, or this sign in the inequality, which was what makes it an inequality instead of an equation. Remember, these two signs, I tell you down here that I need you to make a number line. These go with open dots. And we use parentheses in our set notation. And that'll make more sense when I get to an answer. This one right here, these two signs, is the ones that say equals to, because they have the little line underneath them. Right? That means equals to. On these ones, you're going to use a closed dot. And you're going to use brackets on your interval notation. Or did I say set notation down here? I meant to say interval notation. Interval notation. Okay? Did not mean to say set notation. Alright, so let's get this going again. Gotta go quick. 15-minute videos only. Anyway, same steps. Like I said, the last two steps are different. Multiply or divide by a negative. Whenever you do that, that's when you're going to flip the inequality sign. Okay, it's just going to change the other direction. All right? And like I said, you're going to make a number line and you're going to write an answer and set an interval notation for me. So let's just work one real quick. Again, same steps as solving an equation. I need to distribute. Okay? So this 33x is chilling. I get minus 24x minus 72 is greater than negative 9. Once I distribute, I'm going to combine like terms. So this 33x minus 24x, well, that's actually 9x. Just like before when I solved equations, I want my variables on the left. That's already done on this problem, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and move this number, this negative 72, let's add it to the right side. So I have 9x is greater than, blanking, why am I blanking? 63? Ooh, it's been a long time since I've done math too. Last step, I'm going to divide by 9. So in the end, I get x is greater than 7. Now, that's it. You're done. With the you're not done. You're 95% of the way done. I want that answer. Okay? Notice right here when I divided by 9, the inequality sign stayed the same exact way, right? I didn't change him. He stayed the exact same from here to here. Because I didn't divide by a negative. Had I divided by a negative 9, yeah, I would have flipped it then. But in this case, I didn't. So here's what I mean by interval notation and your number line. You're going to draw a fake line. You're going to put your answer in the middle. In this case, I'm going to put an open dot because my inequality says greater than. Remember, this and this mean open dot. Right? They mean open dot. Looks like a donut. Now, this inequality, again, you read it from the x. So it says x is greater than. The sign is eating the x, so that means x is greater than 7. So that means every number bigger than 7. That's every number this away. Okay? And then the final part of your answer is, if my answer is every number bigger than 7, and anytime you read a number line, or if you count by hand or in your head, you count left to right. Okay, just like you read left to right. So 7 to the right. I want everything to the right of, or everything greater than 7. So everything greater than 7 is called infinity. All right? And since this inequality was not equals to, okay, it was this, not this, that means I don't actually include 7 in my answer. So I put a parenthesis there. Okay? That means 7 is where my answer begins, but 7's not actually included in my answer, in my interval notation. Okay? Every number greater than 7, it actually has to be greater than 7. So it can't actually be 7, because it's not equal to 7. So that's everything that you need to have in your answer. You need to have your legitimate answer, x is greater than 7. You need to have a number line, and you need to have your interval notation. Okay, so let's work another one here real quick. This one's a little bit different because it kind of is like one of the problems I went over on the last video. I have division on the left side. I can't have that. So I'm going to multiply by -5. Again, on the other side of the inequality is where I'm multiplying this -5. And I need to put what's already over there, this -2x minus 4, I need to put it in parentheses because it's a binomial. Okay, and I got to remember to multiply this -5 to both of these things. Now, what I just did was multiplied by a -5, so I flip my inequality sign. Okay, it eats the other direction now. And then over here I got 10x. Why did that change colors? 10x plus 20. Make sure you're multiplying correctly. Both those are negative times a negative. That makes a positive. And now I just get my variables to the left like I always do. So I'm going to subtract 10x. I'm going to get my numbers to the right. So in the end I get -2x is greater than or equal to 18. Now again, this x is not all by itself yet. I still have a -2 cramping my style. All right, he's got to go. Again, I got to divide this -2. Everything popping up on my screen right now. I got to divide this -2 because there's nothing in between them right there. Okay? So that means they're multiplied. The opposite of multiplication is division. And again, I just divided by a negative. So I got to flip my inequality sign back the other direction. There is no limit to how many times you can flip it in a problem. Okay, obviously it's probably only going to happen at most 3 times. Okay, nothing crazy. Probably most 2 times. But it can't happen more than once. So I had to flip it twice. So now it's back the same direction it started. I'm sure you guys will love that. Now, again, number line. Line, answer in the middle. This time needs to be a closed dot, right? Because I am equals to. That right there, that little line underneath my inequality symbol, tells me it can actually be -9. So -9 is part of my answer. And now my inequality reads less than. Okay, it's not eating the x. It's eating the number across from the x. It's eating -9. So x is less than -9. So that's everything to the left. Now the other answer went from 7 to infinity. Okay, because we read things left to right. If I read this number line left to right, my answer is technically starting over here and ending right here. Right? So over there, everything less than -9, we refer to that as negative infinity. And it ends at -9. And this time I put a bracket because it is equals to. Again, we talked about that. So it gets a bracket. -9 is actually part of my answer. Okay? It's in my answer. So that's everything you need in your answer. So again, you need to solve the inequality, just like you would an equation. Make sure if you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip the inequality sign, and make sure you're giving me your answer, your number line, and your interval notation. Okay? Then the last thing I want you to go over real quick, function notation. We got 4 minutes. Okay, function notation. I wrote this up here. I put y equals f of x because those two things are interchangeable. They mean the same thing, right? We talked about that. So in this equation, I'm about to take this y right here, then I'm going to circle in a different color. I'm going to change it to f of x because those two things mean the exact same thing. And now this is not working. Pretty shocking here that this would not work. Why? Just right, dude. You were just working. No! This sucks. I don't know what's going on. Dude, why do I not know what's going on? Did the pen die? Nope, still clicking stuff. Could not tell you what's going on. Oh, okay, it works on this one. Why are we not working on the other one? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, maybe we fixed it. Alright, we're back. Okay. We just wasted a ton of time. Now we gotta go. Alright, function notation. Like I said, f of x and y mean the exact same thing, so I can replace this y with this f of x, and it means the exact same thing. Okay? What it allows us to do, though, is now find certain function values easier. Okay? So, like on this first example, I'm taking this x right here, and I replace it with a 2. So that's telling you that I want you to go plug in a 2 everywhere you see an x. Okay? So I'm going to go to my equation. Whenever we plug a number in, we plug it in parentheses. Now again, in class I told you this. This left side is just a description of what we're finding. No math is occurring right there. The math occurs on the right side. Okay, so we do 2 squared, which is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, PEMDAS, remember it. I did the 2 squared first, which is 4, and then I did that times this 2, which is 8, and then I added 4, which got me 12. So I know we're going a little bit quick, but we have to. We got to finish this video up. Okay, the next one, I'm plugging in a -3 for the x. Same thing, same equation. Now this x became a -3. Again, PEMDAS, if I do -3 and I square it, that's 9. And then times this 2 is 18, and then I add the 4, which gets me 22. Here, this wants me to find f of 2 and f of -3 and add them together. Luckily for you, you already found them up here. So all you have to do is take our two answers, which is 12, and add 22. So my answer is 34. Now, it's not always going to be that easy, okay? You're going to have to sometimes find both of these, actually, and then add them together. Okay, but I was nice and did 2 answers you already had. Same thing with number 4. I want you to do f of -3 divided by f of 2. Well, you already know f of -3 is 22. You already know f of 2 is 12. So when I reduce that, I get 11 over 6. Okay, so again, function notation, pretty simple. Whatever's in the parenthesis is what you're going to go plug in for the variable in the equation. Again, we went a little quick. If you have any questions, send them to my email. Make sure you turn in your work, take a picture, send it to me. I miss you guys. Hope you guys are, getting through this, having fun, staying safe. Peace out.